Hi everyone! Well, I'm back with another fun activity. Today we're bringing science and art together again, and we're doing magic salt painting. That's right, you heard it, magic salt painting. And there's just a few simple things that I need, and they're things that you can usually find around your house. The first thing we need is a piece of tag board, or you can use cardstock or cardboard, something stiff, because it's going to get wet and regular paper will just be a mess. Next, we need glue, and of course, we need salt. Now, the last thing we need is watercolor paint. And if you don't have any, like I don't have any, surprise, surprise, I'm using watercolor, or not watercolors, I'm using food coloring. And I just took food coloring and put a little bit of water in a cup and put the food coloring in there. I have purple, blue, red, and yellow. Now, the last color I have is green, and I thought I'd show you how I did it. I just put a little bit of water in my container. Now I'm going to put a few drops of food coloring in there. Depending on how dark I want it, depends on how many drops. That's 3, 4, 5 drops, because my green is pretty light. It's called lime green. And then I just swirl it around a little bit, mix it up, and we're ready to go. Last but not least, if you're going to paint, you absolutely need paintbrushes. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have my cardstock and I have my glue. I'm going to make a design. You can draw a heart, a rainbow, anything you want, but you're going to do it in the glue. Mine's just going to be some lines and squiggles. It's going to be abstract. And my lines are going to touch each other so that my colors touch each other. And when I do the glue, I know it's a little hard to see, but when I do my glue, I want it to be puffy and sticking up off the page. There it is. Now you can see it really good. There you go. Next thing I'm going to do is take my salt. Make sure you have a lot of salt. And I am going to sprinkle it all over my glue. Just like we do at school, we sprinkle glitter on everything. We sprinkle glitter on the glue. That's what I'm going to do with my salt. And my salt happens to be falling right on down the page because I'm holding my paper up a little bit so you can see. But now all the glue is covered in salt. Now I have extra salt on my paper that I don't want. So I'm going to tip it off. And at the end of my table, I have a paper towel. I'm going to dump it right on there. And there's my design. That's super cool. Well, cool now, but it'll look even better after I put some paint on it. So I'm going to hold it up just like this. And I know it's hard to see my face, but I'm going to hold it just like that. And I'm going to take my paintbrush. And I think I'll start with the green color. And I'm just going to put a little bit on, and I'm going to dot it on, and you're going to watch that it's going to spread. See how it spreads? We're going to keep going. Since my paintbrush is little, it's going to take a lot of dips. I'm going to put a lot on there. I'm just going to do it all over. I'm going to do a whole bunch of green ones. I'm going to paint all over it. Next, I'm going to put mine in the purple. And the more water on your brush, the farther the paint will spread onto the salt. There it is. Let's do some down at the bottom. Now I'm going to move on to the yellow. Here's my yellow. Now I'm going to move on to the blue. That one you'll be able to see a little better. And if the colors mix together, that's okay, because they'll make new colors, new shades. That's super duper cool. Now, I'm going to move on to my red food coloring. I'm going to stand up and get the red so I can see a little better. And look at that. And I'm just going to keep going until all of my salt is covered. And what I don't want to do, like when we normally paint, what I don't want to do is I don't want to rub my paintbrush back and forth. Because if you remember, we just put the glue on and we just put the salt on. So the glue is not quite dry. So you're just going to dab it a little bit. You're just going to dab it on there. Let's try some more blue. Blue seems to be my favorite. Next time I do purple, I might put more color in there. There you go. And there's my design. Now, I want to see you make your own design. So go ahead, be creative, and see what you can create. Happy experimenting.
Let me do it.